Shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this lesson was inspired by, believe it or not, the Disney movie called Frozen 2. And the reason why I'm doing this sit down is because the spirit would not allow me to let go of this certain scene in this movie. All right. Now, I don't know if you've seen the movie Frozen 2, but if you haven't, this is a spoiler alert. uh, Let me first start off by saying the only reason why I watched this movie is because I have a 2-year-old son. But nonetheless, he really likes this movie, so I had a chance to watch it. And in this movie, these two sisters, they have to go on this quest to find out why the spirits of nature, air, water, earth, and fire were upset with their town. So they go on this journey only to find out that the reason why the spirits were angry with this town is because their grandfather, who was a king, okay, he, in an act of treachery and deceit, beheaded the chief of they call the North Aldrin tribe, something like that. But they reminded me of the Gadites because they were a very peaceful and loving people, and they lived off nature. Okay, they lived in harmony and unison with nature, and the king didn't like that. He said because they believe in magic, they can never be trusted. They will always feel that they're better than us. They will always feel that they can defy the will of a king. And part of his trick was building a dam that stopped the flow of water, which decreased the magic. And then the final blow was him taking the chief to the side to so-called talk to him over some tea. And so when the chief of the North Aldrin tribe kneeled down to drink some tea, the king, who's a Edomite, okay, took out his sword and he slew him. All right. And I said that's kind of fun. And that's the thing that was so spiritual about it, because that's what happened. That's kind of what happened in real life, with the Gadites and pretty much all other nations, but particularly, Israelites. Here this guy, this devil comes with subtlety, all right, and because he has this God complex, if nobody submits to his will the way he wants to, he just takes them on out the picture. And that's what brings me to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. And it says, never trust thy enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It says, though he humble himself, because this guy came to these people and he knew that their ways were very different from his. Because he believed that might makes right, and the North Aldrin people, they believed in things of the spirit. They weren't really carnal people, which is very symbolic. And because he knew that they would never submit to what he really wanted and follow his rule, he knew he had to take them out the way, but he knew he couldn't blatantly do it. So he pretended to be their friend. As it says, though he humbled himself and go crouching. Oh, they want to be your friend, and I'm the king of this country, and I hope that our people can come together and have peace. Yet it says, take good heed, be very cautious, and beware of him, and thou shalt be to him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Right? And that's what happened. And as we scroll down, it says, verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. Because the whole time, that's what he was planning to do to the North Aldrin people. I forgot the king's name, but it's not important. But what's important is that, one, he came to them as friends, and he was speaking very sweetly, like, hey, I want us to get along. Let me build this dam for you. How can we help you out? How can we better this situation? I want to help you all out. But in all actuality, he just wanted to help himself. And it says, the enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. The whole time he was thinking, I got to wait for the right moment. And when the time is right, I'm going to take this dude out. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if you find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Right? This guy wasn't going to be satisfied until his people and the North Aldrin people were completely submitted to his rule. Right? That's why the scripture says how war was in his heart. Psalm 55 and 21. And it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because when the moment was right and he slew the chief, you can put two and two together and perceive that he told a lie, that most likely the chief was trying to murder him. Okay. And the thing is, this aspect of the story went unchecked for many years, and people were under the perception that these North Aldrin people were brutal and they were savages, when all along it was their own king, Elsa and Anna's grandfather, who was the true savage. Okay, and when they found out the truth, they were devastated, as it says in the Bible, and it's very similar to this day and age, where you have bad Uncle Esau, who came across many nations trying to be friendly, and in all actuality, he was a demon in disguise. And because he had control of the narrative, he was able to tell this lie for many generations until a search for the truth started taking place. And now folks are realizing, as the scripture says, that they have inherited lies. Okay? Jeremiah 16 and 19, it says, O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things whereof there is no profit. Okay. Now you have to know the scripture is multifold. All right. This can also be linked to the Israelites, how we've inherited lies. Okay, thinking that we was African and black and all these other things. But in this sense, I'm applying it to a bad Uncle Esau because what was it? I want to say from the time of their grandfather till until the two sisters were adults. You're talking about maybe 70 something plus years have passed. So you're talking about for 70 years, these people believed this lie that this king told, but in actuality, it was the complete opposite. The king was actually the one that was the deceiver, and he deceived everybody. The same thing as it is today. All right. Everybody, especially bad Uncle Esau's descendants, are realizing that this narrative is not true. That their forefathers are the savages. And that these accounts that are written in books, these stories that are passed down from generation to generation, word of mouth, okay, they're all lies. And now, since the truth, as it says in Ezra, since second Ezra, that the truth has been so long without fruit, let's see it, second Ezra 6 and 28. Actually, I'm gonna start at 27. Second Ezra 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared. And that's what you had happen. All right. The truth had been declared, and people knew why they were being afflicted. They knew why they were suffering the way they were, and they were embarrassed and ashamed, same way it is today. These people are finding out the truth of their forefathers, and they are highly ashamed because they've inherited lies, which means that everything that they've done in their life, their whole life is a lie. America is a lie. Their education is a lie. Their way of living is a lie. Everything that they know and hold true is a lie. Especially as it pertains to their relationship with the Israelites. You know, it's a very, as I said, I wouldn't expect something so spiritual to be in a Disney movie, but then again, I have to take my own advice. And when I always say you can't work in Hollywood and not know the scripture, like I said, that whole scene and the premise of the movie is very spiritual because it's literally like watching Esau and and Jacob, particularly the northern kingdom tribes of Gad and Reuben. So, I mean, I'm not going to suggest you watch the whole movie, but if you have a chance to watch that part, you will see. Actually, you have to watch one part before when the father tells his two girls the story of the enchanted forest, and then go to that part, and then all of it'll make sense. You don't have to watch the whole movie, but if you so choose, just watch those two parts, and you can truly see how spiritual it is. But that's all I wanted to say on that. I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.